Next scene. So, how was the spa? Must have been good since you were gone for 6 days, Oxel said. Yeah, how was it? Jeez, I'm surprised you're not a prune, Makoki said as he looked at Xanna. I told you were there too long, Izzy smirked because she was right, which happened very often. Xanna crossed her arms over her chest. I wasn't there for 6 days. I was there for 3. Then how come you haven't gotten back until now? Xanna looked away and mumbled her answer, because it kind of took Cosmo 2 days to pick out what he was going to wear. The guys looked at Cosmo. 2 days? Cosmo shrugged. Gotta make a good first impression. The guys stared at Cosmo. They were all thinking the exact same thing. How can it take a guy 2 days to pick out what to wear? While they were thinking that, Xanna was talking to Izzy. How come they waited for you for 6 days? I'm thinking stalkers! You have a very good point. I always do. No, you don't. Shut up and ask them why they're still here. How come you guys waited for me for 6 days? All of them looked shocked at the unexpected question. They looked away from Xanna. A couple of them whistled and a couple of them hummed. Awkward, Cosmo whispered to Xanna. She giggled. All the guys looked back at her when she did. Well, how come you brought some random guy here? Huh? Answer that! Moxa said. Cosmo is an old friend of mine from the orphanage. Cosmo nodded. Hi! He waved his hand at them. Oh, because, we wanted you to come back, Oxnell answered. What if I didn't come back? They would have hunted you down. Then they would have risked their pride and asked for directions to Silvermoon, Gishpek answered with a grin. Basically what I just said, although I don't think there really is much pride to risk. Makoki smacked Gishpek on the back of his head. Cosmo snickered quietly. Xanna lightly elbowed him. Cosmo, be nice, she said, trying not to laugh. Cosmo stopped laughing, but it didn't last long because Mittens had attacked Makoki's tail. She thought it looked like a piece of string. Because cats. Next scene. After 30 minutes of trying to pull Mittens off of Makoki's tail, they succeeded. Then everyone decided to walk around Dorotar. Everyone ignored Makoki and Cosmo yelling at each other. You owe me a new tail! Makoki yelled and held up his hairless tail. I told you that Mittens said she was sorry! Cosmo yelled and pointed to Mittens, who hadn't. I'm sorry. Look, she rubbed her head on Makoki's leg and began to purr. Then she licked at the bite marks on his tail. Makoki grabbed his tail and wagged his finger at her. Oh, no. You're not getting out of this that easily. He glared down at Mittens. She had a very pathetic look on her face. Her eyes were big, her bottom lip was sticking out a little, and she was doing a perfect little purr to top it all off. Makoki looked away so he wouldn't fall into her trap. Everyone laughed and Moxa snuck in a hug when nobody was looking. I'm so glad you're back, Xanna. Makoki looked in that direction and walked over. Hey, don't keep her all to yourself! He ripped them apart and gave Xanna a hug. Okay, what the freaking hell? I have just realized that you're surrounded by 4 teenage boys and I'm not sure what the hell Cosmo is yet. My point being, what the hell? Why don't you know any girls? Even if it was just one girl, it would be nice to hang out with her instead of 4 guys at a ferry all day. Even if it was a nasty, decaying, undead chick and hated you, but stuck around with you anyway for some weird random reason. I wonder what's gonna happen next, everyone. And just then, Xanna heard a noise in the distance. Cosmo should have heard it too, but he was too busy thinking about something. And Xanna knew what he was thinking about. He was thinking about how that tree broke his heart. And Mittens was thinking that he was an idiot, and how much she wanted to bite Makoki's tail some more. You guys hear that? Xanna asked. Hear what? Oxel, Moxa, Makoki, and Gishpek asked. Mittens looked at her to pay attention. Cosmo was still too busy thinking about the tree to pay attention. Xanna heard more noises and ran toward it. Moxa glared at Makoki. She's here for an hour and already you made her run away again! Makoki looked offended. Me? Yes, you! They were about to get into a wrestling match when Oxel yanked on Moxa's shirt collar and dragged him to follow Xanna. Mittens dragged Cosmo, and Gishpek did the same with Makoki. Thank God I've been working out so I'm able to do this, Gishpek thought. Head hopping!